Hey, my beautiful friends. I think I'm live. It's alive. It's always delayed. So I'm going to wait a second just until the circle thing stops circling. But hello, I'm Nicole Henry. I'm a money energy expert and business strategist. If you're new to my page, because I have so many new friends, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I really want to talk about we're going to keep this super short. Last night, I did an hour-long live over in Expand Your Destiny, so go check it out. Super awesome, lots of engagement. We talked about every topic possible. But today, I'm going to keep it super short and simple. I want to really talk about something that comes up a lot. So I did my marriage and business class yesterday and everybody submitted some questions, right? It helped me create my content and what people are wanting to learn and what people are wanting to go over. And I will tell you, out of like the 50 comments that I got, majority of them were, how do I get my spouse on the same page? What if nobody else around me wants to change? And so I wanted to really dive into this topic because it's a huge one. And I think it's also really big. I work with a lot of females. I think it is big in like with males too, but I think males are really like it's easier for them to like jump in and not feel like they need like that support, right? They can find that support. I feel like a lot of women feel like they want everybody on board before they'll jump. And so we're going to kind of dive into that a little bit and really dive into what if no one around me decides to change, because it's a real possibility and it will happen. And I think this is where the saying that it gets lonely at the top comes from. And I think it's because as you keep growing, your crowd gets smaller and smaller and smaller because only so many people in this world are willing to step up into their full potential, are willing to live at their full vibration, right? And so as you're thinking about this and as you're thinking about all the people around you and all of your dreams and your aspirations, I will be the first to tell you it's really hard to grow if you don't surround yourself with a community of people where they're wanting to grow too. The problem is we're wanting to force people to grow. We're wanting to force our spouse to be on board with what our dreams and aspirations are. We're wanting to force our best friend to be on board with our what our dreams and aspirations are. We're wanting our parents to approve of every little thing. And what you have to understand is they don't know what they don't know. And they don't know what your specific downloads are. And so as you move forward, you need to start to realize that it's going to feel off because you're used to getting validation from your close friends and family. You're no longer going to get validation from those people. Those aren't the people that you're going to ask advice from. Those aren't the people you're going to get validation from, right? You're going to have to really start to go out there and find your community, find your people. That's why I love events. That's why I love networking groups. That's why I love Facebook. That's why I love really sharing and supporting, because when I do a live, other people give me validation, right? Like, oh, what you said was so inspiring. Like, I want to jump on board with you, right? Like, I want to ride this train, this money energy and manifestation train with you. And you start to get a lot of people that are like either riding your coattail or you're riding their coattail. And I really believe that there's always somebody in front of you and there's always somebody behind you. But we get to show up for the people that we're here to show up for. And I think it's a misconception that we're only here to show up for our kids and our family and our spouse. I really do think that's a big misconception. I believe we have a bigger mission when we come here. I believe that there's more people that we can actually impact. If I think about the thousands of people that I have been able to help, the hundreds of stages I've been able to step on, it's amazing how it's like I can be one and I can speak. And then it's like all of these lives start to change and get inspired because of me, right? And if I was just to keep that with between me and my spouse or me and my kids, who I can't coach anyways, they need to find their person, right? Then we get so much more out of life and we get so many more results out of life. And so what I will say is, if nobody else around you is willing to change, number one, find your community. Number one, find your community. It might not be your friends and your family anymore. It might be complete strangers that you don't know. Half of my best friends, like I Voxer Kristen Meneth, she's a real estate coach, but we Voxer every single day. You guys, we've met in person maybe 3 times in the past, I don't know how many years. And it's like we are closer than ever before, right? It's like my assistant Taylor, like we've met a few times in person as well. All of these people, right? My assistant Kelly, who I Vox her all the time, that has became my friend as well. We've met once, and so you don't have to always like it doesn't have to be around your surroundings. So number one, find your community. Number two, the highest vibration always wins, my friends. The highest vibration always wins. If you choose to, let me make sure this is working because it's being weird on my end right here. Let me just check something real fast because I don't know why this is being strange, but it's working because there's people watching. It's just showing nothing on my end. But so what I will say is the highest vibration always wins. And sometimes it took my husband about 2 years to jump on board, right? But it took 2 years of me holding that vibrational line. It took 2 years of me being like, I'm going to change and I don't need you to change, right? I don't need you to be on board. I don't need you to have to own a business. I don't need you to have to eat healthy. I don't need you for anything. I know what I want and I'm very clear in what I want. And so the highest vibration always wins. And but what I will say is if you come home every day and you settle into that negative energy or that like lower vibrational energy from your kids or your spouse or even your friends, right? That want to gossip about their spouse or their kids or what's going on in their life and they're just complaining all the time, you're eventually going to become that because the highest vibration always wins, even if the highest vibration is very low. And the lowest vibration is guilt and shame, right? So if we're sitting around with our mom friends talking about how we just feel like horrible moms and we're so blah, 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 you're literally feeding the lowest vibrational of energy that is out there. And so really, I would say number one, community. Number two, the highest vibration always wins. And number three, your language, you guys. Your language is huge when it comes to um, like people and who you surround yourself with. If people send me a big long sappy, because I get it all the time, messages in Messenger that's this long, I will respond with a short answer. Why? Because I didn't listen to any of the tar they just spewed on me. I gave them a solution to their problem. And you need to start to surrounding yourself with more people that are going to give you solutions to your problems versus handing you a tissue or telling you it's okay or take a break or this or that, right? And so you're going to start to realize as you hang out with different, I like to label it in classes, right? Like low class, middle class, high class mindset. As you start to like surround yourself with different people, you recognize the conversation is actually very different. Very different. Down here, you're talking about how horrible the government is, how you can't pay your bills, how your kids are horrible, how everyone's against you. It's a very victimhood mentality, right? And then right here, it's a very, I gotta work hard, I take care of my family, I work an hour to make $1, and but we're moving forward, but we've settled, right? We're just happy with what we have. And then it's like right here, it's a very, hey, how are we gonna grow? What's the next creation? What's the next vision? Who are we gonna serve next? Like how are we gonna change the world, right? And so I want you to really think about that. If you're wondering, like, what if nobody around you changes? You need to accept that. And I get to accept if my husband never wants to grow past where he is right now, I can still communicate with him. I can still have a loving, intimate relationship with him. I can still have that connection, but it's not going to affect how big I want to go. It's not going to affect how big I want my business to go, right? And so you've got to be independently united within the relationships around you, and you get to choose who you surround yourself with and who you ask advice for. I'm not going to ask my family or even my husband for business advice because I'm in a completely different industry than he is. And so And same thing, I'm not going to probably ask some of my friends that are, stay at home moms for business advice. Like, they don't get that. I'm going to ask them for parenting advice or cooking advice or cleaning advice, right? And so make sure you're really understanding vibrational levels, because here's what happens is you start to step into a vibration, like a higher mindset vibration, right? These people down here have like this mentality that rich people are greedy, that you have to take from people to be wealthy, right? Or whatever it is. And so now it's stopping you from growing because you don't want your people to see you successful or wealthy or serving or whatever that looks like. And so we start to actually hide our success if we aren't spending the majority of time in a community where it's okay to grow, it's okay to expand, it's okay to make money, you guys. So, hopefully this was beneficial for you. I try to keep it super short. If you are not or have not seen what I just launched, it's a brand new thing. I will probably never do it again, but I feel like I need something in person, and I feel like I talk a lot about manifestation. My last Finance Your Destiny course, I think every single person almost manifested $10,000. At least more than three-quarters of them. And it was a $500 course, right? The next one opens up in April. So if you're looking for a long-term game plan in growth and manifestation and how to do six-figure manifestation techniques and accountability and what action steps to take, and also have that community, that's the course for you. But if you just want some like small, intimate time with a group of people that are going to come together in person, I'm probably going to just rent an Airbnb or something, and we're going to come together, and I'm actually going to take you through simulations. I'm going to take you through different experiences instead of just educating you on money energy, instead of just educating you on speaking, right? And like how giving you the notes to take down. I'm actually going to go from experience to experience to experience, where you're going to literally have the vibrational shifts and transformations in your life. So we're going to dive into energy work, we're going to dive into mindset work, we're going to dive into some like physical like mental things you can do to really identify your beliefs, breakthrough beliefs, and really step into the next manifestation level that you can step into. So make sure you check out Awaken the Money Within. If you're wanting both, talk to us about both. We have discounts if you decide to do Finance Your Destiny and Awaken the Money Within. But we're super excited for that. Get a hold of me in Messenger or in the comments below. I hope you have a beautiful day and the rest of the week. I'm going to go to my BNI meeting where I go and network, connect, really meet new people local to me. And that's what I'm doing, is going to surround myself with other business owners. So I hope you do the same. I hope you decide to choose into new friends, even if it's awkward. You don't really know people. BNI has forced me to communicate with people I probably would have never communicated with. I probably wouldn't be talking to lawyers and accountants and doctors and all of these different people, but they want to help me and I want to help them, and it's all about referrals. So I'm super excited to go hang out with my friends. I hope you go choose some new friends today and stop relying on everybody else to jump on board before you move. Love you.